Saskatoon. Sometimes I get frustrated with City Council, and people wonder why. At the GPC meeting, I had written a letter to the Governance and Priorities Committee because the library is not including any urinals whatsoever in the new building because they want perfect gender equality. So they don't want anything that infers a urinal because that's just not good, I guess. I'm not sure what world we live in like this. So anyway, I wrote to City Council and I said, well, we've got a new arena coming. We've got a new convention center. The mayor and Councillor Gao are both on the library board. They don't seem to want to talk about it there. So I asked the question, are we going to be setting this as the standard for civic operations for all of civic buildings now? We're not going to have urinals. And amongst other things, Councillor David Kirton decided that today's the day that he's going to make these big grand statements. So he got up and he made the statement and presented how at home he doesn't have a urinal. It's very important. And he's learned to live with other people, assuming he's talking about females in his household, perhaps, and that all men should just have to learn how to do with this because that's the right thing to do. And also, if you've gone to large events, you'll see that there's females lined up outside, but then the male washroom aren't because they have urinals, and that's, of course, so much of an advantage. So by taking urinals away, we're all going to have a level playing field. So since we're basing all of the civic operations for washrooms around David Kirton's personal house use of toilets, let me ask you the question, Councillor Kirton. If it's yellow, do you let it mellow? And if it's brown, does it go down? Because, hey, this is LEED certification buildings are a big thing for the City of Saskatoon, and water usage is a big deal. And a convention center and an arena are going to use a huge amount of toilet water. So it's very important since you want to base all your decisions on what you do at home. You don't have a urinal, so do you flush every time? And should you be flushing every time in a civic situation? And if that's the case, thousands and thousands of gallons of water are going to get used every night extra in an arena situation instead of waterless urinals. Is that the best use? So anybody that sees David Kirton using a urinal from here on forward should remind him that he specifically thinks it's not a good idea and that it's unfair to females. I mean, he can just go use a water closet and save some of the urinal space for us. And one thing, David Kirton, maybe you should pay attention because if you have everybody sharing a space and say 4 stalls happen to have urinals in them and guys are so efficient that they can go in and go out and be gone, guess what? There's going to be more toilets available down the line for more females to get in. Maybe you didn't think about that. Try that now and see what you think. And for those of you who'd like to hear David Kirton speak this directly, here's a sound recording from the GPC meeting. Pay attention to it. Any comments? Let her fly. Have a good day.
And while we're talking about equity, let's talk about those urinals that was in the letter. I'll let you in on something. I don't have one at home. I've never have. Well, what we've always had at home are gender-neutral washrooms, and we've learned to coexist, you could say. And I get that that's in the privacy of our own home, but take it to the public buildings with proper designs. It should be no big deal after you get through that uncomfortable period. And men, without urinals, maybe we'll learn what women have had to go through just to go to the bathroom in the public. We'll all be lining up together between periods at the hockey game. No longer will the women's line be twice as long as the men's line. See? Equity everywhere.